Hello and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you may be in the world. Well, if you're here in the States, the US, here in Maryland specifically, it's cold and raining, wet. We're supposed to have rain. It started on Wednesday and it's going all the way through Wednesday. So I hope you are having much better weather wherever you may be. you know. But on the good side, plants need water, man. So at least the plants are getting the water they need, and the animals are also getting, um, what they need as well. On Nivra, it's wetter. Yeah, it's ugh. I was like, what happened? We're supposed to be going into summer. You know, it's where's all this rain coming from? It is, Jackie. It is good sleeping nap weather. Oh, same for you, Jenny. Ugh. Mm-mm-mm. Hey, Elise. Good morning. But that's okay. Summer weather is going to come in soon, and I'm going to enjoy every minute of it. I am not going to complain about the heat because of all the cold we've been having. All right. So let's say good morning or hello to a few folks. I see some of you have been here very early, and I thank you for being here that early. And it's still kind of early. It's 11 a.m., 11:01 now. So thank you. So we have Jackie B readings. Hey, Jackie. We have Carl. Hey, Carl. Carl, I saw your question. So, yes, that's fine because I know the time difference where you are. Hey, Gary for Grace. Welcome. Jazz, happy medium. Hello. Jazz is saying hello to Jackie there. Let's go down. Hey, Aditi. Hey, Donna Marie. How are you? We have Jenny in Virginia. And we also have Whispers from Heaven with Jenny. Hey, Jenny. We have Nivra. Oh, didn't mean to put up your question, Nivra, but we have Nivra. Hello. Let's see. Okay. Here we have Nivra. Let's see. We have Charlotte, Shining Love, Light, Truth. Hello, Charlotte. Let's see. Let's keep scrolling down. And I know people are going to come in as we start the readings. Did I miss Jessica Lynn? Hey, Jessica Lynn, hey, Jessica Lynn, how are you? Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to jump right into the readings because I always say this and then I feel a little like, just one more. But I know I do have to connect. My daughter has an appointment. So let's jump into the readings and I'll tell you who we have. We have 9 so far. Okay. So even if others come in and put their questions in, if I can get to it, I can. If I can't, I can't. So we have Aditi, we have Jackie B, we have Carl, Gary for Grace, Jazz Happy Medium, Whispers from Heaven with Jenny, Nivra, and Shining Love Light Truth Charlotte. Okay. Let's make sure I didn't miss anything. Sure, I'll do that, Charlotte. Actually, I'll let me start that. Just in case if we run out of time, I'll pull a card for the day. So if you have a question and you're thinking about it, put it in now so I can start. It's 11:04, so I'm gonna get started. Let me see. Okay, I have you, Elise. I think you told me your name correctly, but L. If you're okay with that. Okay, Silk Steel Kitchen Witchery. I have you start. And welcome to you to Elise Skis. Welcome to you, Elise. Go down real quick. L is great. Okay, good. So I have 11 starts. So questions are now closed. And I'm actually going to put up that banner. And I know Jackie's going to also drop it in the chat, but let's just put this up running. Questions are now closed. And we'll get started. Okay, let's see. Aditi. Aditi says, may I get a channeled message from Spirit regarding my current situation, please? Okay, let's see. High vibrational beings of love and light. You know the situation Aditi is dealing with right now. What guidance do you have for Aditi? Aditi, when I describe how I kind of get messages, sometimes I even confuse myself because this first message that I got, it came from my heart and worked its way up in my throat and then out my mouth. Well, in my mind, out my mouth. And the first thing I heard was hold strong. So not only did I hear it, I felt it moving up from my heart space into my throat chakra and then out my mouth, right? Hold strong. So let's see what else. What do we have for Aditi spirit? Can you let me feel what's going on? Aditi situation. What's going on with Aditi? What guidance do we have for Aditi? High vibrational beings of love and light. I heard you know the answer. But even though whatever the situation is, Aditi, and you know the answer to the scenario, it's what they made me feel is like you don't want to. There's a bit of timidness. I don't want to use the word fear because it feels more like maybe it is fear of speaking and saying your truth. And maybe that's why the whole strong came from the heart space and moved up into the throat chakra and out, right? Because this is your opportunity to speak up, to say what you have to say and not hold back. Okay. Now, say what you have to say tactfully. And I feel my right eye is watering up. And remember, okay. And remember that even though you may be right in whatever the situation is, your response, the answer that you know may be the right answer. As long as you say what you have to say, that's what matters. It doesn't matter how the person or the people who are the recipient of it, they receive it, right? Because they may have their own idea and they're going to think that their idea or response to the situation is correct as well. But what spirit is guiding you to do is to not hold back, hold strong and speak from your heart. Okay, what else, spirit? What else do we have from for DT? I see an image, a quick image of you. It looks like, well, it must be it's you walking with a lantern in the darkness, trying to find you, trying to find your way. And my voice is breaking up as I'm talking. But that's finding the courage within you, gaining back your sovereignty. Because once you finally say, let out whatever it is, the situation that you're dealing with, Aditi. It- there's a feeling of calm, a feeling of I don't know if you float when you go to the pool or the beach or whatever, if you just float, that feeling that you feel when you're floating in the water, just free. But I feel like the image of you with the lantern walking through this dark um, room, tunnel, whatever it is a way of finding your voice. Okay. Is that it for DT Spirit? Is that it for DT? Let me see what a DT had to say. Oh. Hey, warrior girl. Hey, lioness. Um, let's see, Aditi. Aditi's here. Aditi, did any LCG? Okay, LC. Okay, got it. Uh, LCGs. I'm gonna write that down because somebody else is gonna ask about it. Mm. Aditi, I don't see a comment from you, but I hope it makes sense. I hope it answers the guidance that you are trying to receive for the current situation you're dealing with. Okay? Wishing you all the best. All right? Okay. Oh, well, sorry, Lion. Every time I go to click, it jumps. Really. Um, Lioness, questions were closed, but based on how quick I can get through, if I have time before noon, if I have time, I will read for you. But I have you start. I'm not guaranteeing anything, okay? All right. And good to know that, Aditi. You're welcome. Okay, Jackie asks, okay. So we release Aditi's energy and Aditi's guides. Jackie, any message from my spirit guides for next week? High vibrational beings of love and light. What guidance do you have for Jackie for next week? Next week, the week of May 25th. What guidance? What do you have for Jackie? Jackie, your message is easy. All of a sudden, I felt that I needed to plant my feet firmly on the ground because as I'm sitting, I have my feet like stretched out. So only like the sole and part of the arch was fully on the ground. And as I planted my feet firmly on the ground, my body relaxed, right? My legs, I just allowed it to flow wherever it needed to flow. Um, okay, warrior girl, thank you. Thanks for stopping by. And as I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, well, what's the message for Jackie? And then as I thought about relaxing, my whole body just got chills. And I'm saying it again, I'm getting chills. So next week, they're wanting you to relax. Look, chills, like you can't see it, but chills all over again. So you have a simple message for next week. Is that it for Jackie's spirit, or is there anything else you want to tell Jackie? One of your guides is acknowledging the hard work that you've been putting in, Jackie. So I think that's why they're wanting you just to. And it's not to say that you have to not do any shows or anything like that. You can do shows and do, but just find time to just relax and enjoy, whether it's this what we're doing, your personal life. Memorial Day is Monday. Oh, and I'm getting chills now. And we prepare, or we go to somebody's house for whatever cookout. But whatever it is they want, whatever you're choosing to do, they're wanting you just to relax and enjoy the moment. Enjoy whatever it is that's coming your way. Just relax into it. Yeah, that's it. That's it for you, Jackie. And every time I say the word relax, I get chills. So they really can't wait for Monday or Tuesday when right? The rain. It's raining here today and tomorrow rain. Well, with you being cooped up inside the house, maybe this is time for you to just lay in bed all day long if you can. Stay in your pajamas for the rest of the day. Do nothing. But that's what they're asking you to do. Relax. Don't, and even if you do something, Jackie, next week, no matter what it is, even if it's like you have to go to work and you're maybe stressing about work, relax. Relax and let it flow. Let whatever it is come. Don't let it feels like try not to let anything disrupt your peace, your time. Tomorrow is oh man, enjoy it. Enjoy it. All right. Thank you, Jackie. Okay, let's go to Carl. I don't know if you are here. Are you here, Carl? Okay, I think I had this stuff. Okay. I don't think Carl is here, but I will still read for Carl. But let me go to who's here first, and then I can read Carl after. Gary for Grace. Then we have Jazz Happy Medium and Whispers from Heaven with Jenny. Gary for Grace, Jazz Happy Medium, and Whispers from Heaven with Jenny. Okay. All three are here. Great. Thank you. Okay, so Gary asked, question, any message from spirits or Hindu gods? Thank you. Having right jaw pain. Okay. Hey, Sarah. Hibiscus readings. Hibiscus healings. I'm sorry. Okay. You know what's interesting that you say Hindu gods, Gary? Because this morning, as I was creating my sacred safe space, I called in one Hindu goddess and a Hindu god. And interestingly, I couldn't remember the name of the Hindu god, but I can see him. I can see the god. And I need to double check who it is. With the one with, is it a cobra? Is it a cobra on his head? Okay, whatever. I can see him, right? So now I'm reading your question, and the goddess was Ma Kali, who I called. And I thought it was very interesting that I felt the need to call them both in. And here you are asking a question from the Hindu gods. I mean, yeah. So let's see. And as I read your question, the name that came to my head was Shiva. I don't know if Shiva is the one with the cobra It's either on his head or on his shoulder. Um, I'll have to double check, but let's see. Since I got the name, if Shiva has a message for you, Lord Shiva has a message for you. Because I always kind of like mix them up. Okay. High vibrational beings of love and light, what message of guidance do we have for Gary for Grace? What do we want Gary to know? You know what's going on with Gary, and you know what you have been showing him to do. Shiva, okay. Okay, Gary, thank you. Hmm. I'm going to hide your question, Gary, because I want to show you something. I'm not sure what it means. Maybe you might know. But all of a sudden, as I'm sitting here, I felt the need at my solar plexus, and not my thigh, at my solar plexus, I felt the need to encase my hands like this. So if I turn it around, this is what it looks like, right? So my fingers are pointing outward, and the base of my hand is on my solar plexus. Fingers spread just like this, not closed, spread. So I don't know if that has any significance for you, because I just thought it was odd that my hands went into that position. What message do we have for Gary for Grace? Okay, let's try this. Lord Shiva. For whatever reason, I felt the need to invite you in this morning. What guidance do you have for Gary for Grace? Gary, have you been oh, you had the stomach flu. Ooh. Hope you're feeling better. Um yeah, I hope you're feeling better, Gary. The other thing I started to feel on the left side of my head, right in this area. So it's not really the crown, but it's more to the side. I felt a weird, like a whirling, very slow whirling, kind of like pressure in my head. But I don't, I when I felt that pressure, Gary, what it felt like to me was a lot of overthinking, right? And I was like, okay, well, what's going on? Ask them for more. But then they took me back to the hand pose and sitting. Then, as I'm looking at my feet now, well, before, but I'm looking down at it. My feet, if your feet sitting flat like this, right? It's tilted to the side where the heels, which is almost similar to the hand pose. So think these are my feet together, flat on the ground. But the way they have my feet, I'm trying to do this to the best that I can, right? The inner heels touch and the outer heels are flat on the ground. So it forms this kind of like cusp. But with that, the legs fall apart. So for me, I am thinking that is like they're asking you to um maybe get in meditation, because with the poses, all I'm thinking of with the different poses, the hand on the solar plexus, and the way it is, the feet, the focus on the legs falling apart. So it's kind of like Hindu style. You stay sit with your legs crossed, right? But in this one, the legs aren't crossed. The heels and the toes, the big toe touch, and the legs just like butterfly. That's what that is, a butterfly. Does that make any sense to you, Gary? Because I'm not really getting a mess of a verbal message. I'm just seeing these poses is what I would say. We're going to see if Gary oh, so Gary says he is better now, so that's good. And if they don't make any sense to you right now, Gary, look it up. And okay. Okay. But I would look up because it's very interesting, as I said, that the hands are like this and the feet are also in a similar, because the outsides is in a similar pose, but I'm not getting it. It's very quiet. They're more just showing me these poses. Sorry, I couldn't be of much more help, Gary. Okay. And maybe after the show, I'll also look it up just to see more of what it means, because it is a message from Lord Shiva. There's some significance in the poses. I'll see if I can Google it, and then I'll drop it in the chat after in the comment section after the show. All right. Shiva comes on Monday in my prayer. Oh, oh. Now, do you do? And I'm not going to stay too long on this. Pay attention to the post when you go into your prayer room, Gary, on Monday especially. Pay attention, or maybe any day you go in. Pay attention to the position that your hands and feet take on. Okay? All right. Because there is some significance to that. Okay. Then we have Jazz. I'm wishing you all the best and glad you're feeling much better, Gary. And thanks for letting me know that Shiva comes in on Monday, because, yeah, interesting. Okay, Jazz. What do Spirit want me to know right now with job and other things? Okay, Jazz. High vibrational beings of love and light. What guidance do we have for Jazz this morning? What do we want Jazz to know regarding her job and any other things? Jazz, I've been sitting here. The last time I ate was about 7 o'clock this morning, and all of a sudden I feel the need to burp, which I did. And I take the burp as releasing. What are you holding on to that needs to be released? Is there something with the job that you need to speak up on? Um, that you're holding back on because you're fearful. And we when it comes to work, I think we tend to feel like we can't say certain things. But one of the things we could do is, if you have something you want to say, you can drop it in whichever version of AI that you use, and ask it to either soften it up, make it a little bit more professional, with the way that you speak, or so then it kind of like tweaks it a bit. So instead of you going in and saying, today was just overwhelming. It was just too much. It was just too much. Everybody had a problem, right? You know, it'll approach it a little differently. But they're asking you, there's something you need to release. Hey, Goblin, get Glitter Asylum. How are you? Okay, what did Jazz say? Jazz said, oh, okay, that makes sense why I felt the need to release. So take the advice that I just gave. This same thing you have here, Jazz, drop it. And it may ask you. I use Claude AI, and you can drop it in the this into the AI and ask it, how can help you present this in a way that it doesn't come off offensive, right? Because you see what you said here, I wish. I don't know if you've had a conversation or you've been dropping little hints here or there and they are not getting it. But the message for you is releasing the burp, releasing, letting it out. Um, let's see if they can offer any other guidance. Okay, so you want Jazz to speak her truth, speak your truth and release. What other guidance do we have for Jazz regarding the situation, Spirit? What are the guidance for Jazz? Jazz, other than your boss directly, um, I feel like what they're saying is try another avenue, right? Um, speak with someone else. So if you have, let's see what Jazz said. If you have had the conversation with your boss and nothing's changing, then you need to take it to the next level and speak to maybe their boss or maybe human resources. Okay, so everybody at your new job really likes you, but you just have, I guess you have some kind of like stress, trauma from your old job because it was toxic and the boss was not so good. Okay, so let's see what your question was, what your last comment was again. I wish my bosses would communicate with me for my accountability and just say it straight instead of using my job coach to talk to me about fixing my hours. I get the hours that I want. Do you have one-on-ones with your boss, Jazz? Because this will be a perfect opportunity. Have to let go. Yes, that too. Um, but even so, it seems like what's happening is that situations from the last job personally is somehow being um seen or um maybe little things are triggering stuff from the old job that you need. Yes, Carl, you did that you need to to let go of. So then help me understand this correctly based on what you're saying then. Since everybody at the new job likes you, is it this current boss that is not communicating properly? Okay, so one-on-ones are a two-way street. One-on-one meetings are a two-way street. They have their agenda, you have their agenda. Even if they don't have an agenda and all they're saying is you're doing a good job, you have your agenda and you say, hey, here are some things I would like us to discuss. You know, and maybe you leave that one for the last part and say, I thank you for acknowledging that I do my job really well, you know, but there have been times where something might have occurred with ours, and I think we are at a place where you can communicate with me if something needs to be changed, and I can adjust as needed. But let's have this open communication about this situation. I don't know. Maybe the boss isn't having it. Maybe they've maybe like you, because what I just heard in my head is like you, they've had situations with employees and they are avoiding, a lot of conflict avoidance, right? So you have this situation that is triggering past experiences, and then your boss also has past experiences, so they avoid conflict to the highest. But I think both of you can come to a common ground, and it all depends on how you okay. So, let's see. I feel like this deck might have been for you, and then I'll switch questions because it's already 11:37. Okay, let's see. High vibrational beings of love and light. From this deck, what guidance do we have for Jazz? What guidance do we have for Jazz? This is the message for Jazz. Or should I shuffle again? Should I pick from the top of the deck or the bottom of the deck? Let me hide Jazz's comment. Jazz, the card they gave me for you is the inner trust card, right? And I'm going to, and interesting, it's a woman. And I'm going to just read quickly the part that stood out to me. It says, though it may be cloaked and hidden, within you lies natural magnificence, vibrancy, and true uniqueness. The harder this is for you to believe, the more growth this oracle is offering you now. Your opportunity for growth lies in letting go of the need to hide yourself from the world and to let go of any doubt about the wonder of what lies within you. This oracle brings you the message that if it is time for you to trust yourself and let the real inner you out from behind the veil. Okay, this oracle brings you the message that it is time for you to trust yourself and let the real inner you out from behind the veil. Inner trust. And interestingly, as I read this card, as I read this message, I feel like it's on both sides, right? So I would say, Jazz, to next one-on-one, or even before that, have a conversation. Let your boss know, hey, yes, 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 yes. Fear is going to keep you hidden in the shadows, right? And then you're going to be miserable at the job. No, Carl, I haven't yet. I think you're next. I have to double. No, you're going to be after Jenny. Um, trust, trust you're being guided. When you feel that inner guidance that says, you know what, now is the time. Now is the time to have the conversation. You're gonna feel you're gonna feel a little nudge. But I think what's happening is that fear comes in and you're like, no, I'm not gonna do it. Because we all are a little afraid of, the outcome of when we speak up. But let the true you come out tactfully, respectfully. Let your manager know, hey, this is what has been going on. I don't think it's accurate. Can we review? Blah, 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 blah. And then you may realize, oh, that was easier than I thought it was going to be, and it may be fixed. Now, your manager might have a little more respect because you spoke up for yourself. And then you're going to be walking around feeling proud that, yes, I finally spoke up. I released this it feel like an obstacle that's hindering you from moving forward. All right, Jazz. I hope you find the courage to um to have the conversation. It doesn't have to be next week, all right? It doesn't have to be next week. Just take your time and manifest on it, manifest about it, speak to your guides, ask them to help you build the trust, to help you build up the confidence, to trust your inner guidance, to have this conversation. All right, Jazz. Okay. So whispers from heaven with Jenny and then Carl. Okay, so Jenny asked, can I get a message in regards to what Spirit needs me to focus on in the month of June? Okay. High vibrational beings of love and light. Jenny's heart and the question she's asking. What guidance do we have for Jenny in what you would like her to focus on for the month of June? Jenny, as I'm reading your question and I got to focus, I heard on me. Well, not me, you, right? So one of the things you're asking in the month of June is to focus on you. Okay, let's see. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that? What are we? Interestingly, Jenny, here's what I felt just now as I'm asking if they can elaborate. I felt like I drifted off for a moment, real quick, a quick hot second. And wherever I was outside and I took a breath. But even though I know I took a breath, I didn't feel myself inhale. But what I felt is my chest area, my heart space area. It just felt like if when you inhale menthol or an inhaler because you're clogged up, that opening, that fresh air feeling, that's what my chest felt like. So are we asking Jenny to get out in nature more and just enjoy the air and the what? You know what it also feels like, Jenny? Because I'm asking them if the guidance is for you to get out more. And they are asking you to get outside more. But even with the get outside more, just for the okay, let me not even say that. When they said to get outside more, what I saw was a house with all the windows open. So in the month of June, I do this in the spring and you probably do too, I tend to open up my windows and the doors and just let the fresh air blow through the house, removing any stagnant air, any stagnant energy, right? Because the house is closed up all winter. So I, if you cannot, if you're not able to get outside and get into nature, like a park or, yeah, a park, a little, it doesn't have to be anything grand. I think the other, it's something with fresh air because of the windows being open, and the feeling in my chest is also like when you open the windows of a house, the stuffiness is gone. It just feels light and airy. Is what they're asking you for the month to do for the month of June. Nothing too bad. Nothing. Yeah, I heard nothing too bad. Let's see what Jenny said. Jenny. Okay, Jenny said, "Oh wow." Hmm. Is there any other guidance for Jenny's spirit? Any other guidance? Okay, Jenny, no, that's it. They're just wanting you to get fresh air in the month of June. It's been, we just came out of winter and spring, and we've been cooped up in the house. Open the windows if you can. If you don't have a park close to you and can't get to one, and just sit and enjoy the fresh air flowing through. I don't know. I Okay, yeah, but that's it. It seems like, we try to we we're like, okay, what am I going to do, because I even go back to Jackie's, and I feel, and I, not only Jackie's, but even, oh gosh, Gary, and it's about just relaxing, right? Enjoying nature, enjoying, if you're grounding, great. But it's just like, it's not stressful. I think it's because we have so much other stresses going on outside of us. They just want us to really take care of ourselves. All right, Jenny, you're welcome to connect with. Yes, yes. Jackie, I am starting to think that now that it's warming up, the way they're like, okay, now I need I need everybody outside. Here's what we need you to do, kind of thing. All right, thanks, Jenny. Okay, Carl, you're next. After Carl, we have Nivra, and then Charlotte and L. Carl, Nivra, Charlotte, and L. Okay, Carl, what do my guards want me to hear from them now? Carl, have you been, you have a kind of a sassy, yeah. Thank you, L and Carl. Have you been, um, you have a kind of a sassy guy. And I'm gonna see if I should say this. Or I'm gonna find a nicer way to say it. But have you been like in your head a lot? Maybe even having, um a bit of not good self-talk, because it feels like you're like really, really in your head, like, the mind is in overdrive kind of thing, because this guide is, asking. I don't know, I can't see the guide, I can just hear. And in a very nice way, Carl, this guide is asking you to be quiet. And that's my way of putting it. So the guide is, and the guide is not, they're not saying it in a, any way. It's just like, because you ask, what do they want you to hear from them? So this guide is literally, again, I can't see the thing, but it's like, be quiet. So Carl, have a 2-minute session of nothingness, because I feel like they are talking to you, but it's just, there's so much going on. Um, I just saw a flash of 3 lights. I don't know what that is. What are those 3 lights? It was real quick, like if somebody opened the window and shut it real quickly. Three, and I saw, yeah, 3 lights. What does that mean for Carl? Or what do you want Carl to hear? Oh, Carl, is it? They all want to spank me, man. Carl says, because I am still at this, right? Uh-huh. Yeah. Um, so what I saw real quick flash, right? So think of a window, and the window was like one of those windows where you pull it up and then shut it down, right? The window opened for a hot second, maybe that wide, and I saw 3 lights, and then it shut. It shut real quickly. So I'm asking, what is this? What is this? And I feel what they're making me feel that this is like, as soon as there is a maybe an opportunity for you to hear, feel, see them, because I saw the 3 lights. Um, it's like the thoughts rushing and it shut back down. So there's this distraction that's kind of like keeping you from, again, hearing and or seeing them. So what can Carl do? Carl's situation. What can Carl do to better? Yeah. What can Carl do? What guidance do we have for Carl? All right, Carl. Let's see. High vibrational beings of love and light. Using this deck, what message do we have for Carl? Shoot. Is this the message for Carl, or should I shuffle again, Spirit? Top of the deck or bottom of the deck? Okay. What does this mean? Defend to the end and will this one. What does that mean for Carl? Okay, Carl. I'm gonna have to go to the book for this card. Because what I have here, I'm gonna hide your comment, is this image of this lady. There's an owl, and we know owl brings in wisdom, right? But if we look at the lady, it looks like tears are running down her face. And the card says, defend to the end the worthwhile. So let's see, 23. What is the message? Okay, here's the message. Okay. This oracle has special guidance for you. You are being asked to stay strong and stand your ground. This might be in a big emotional journey that feels like the fight of your life. It may be in a matter it may be in a matter that does not seem to hold much importance. Perhaps, for example, you are contemplating an idea that you feel could be something, but those around you declare it is nothing much, too impractical, too little, or too much. However, what is happening or soon will be happening is worthwhile. So hold tight, ask for help through the healing process below. Stay true to the sacred warrior of love that you are and defend to the end all that is worthwhile. This oracle card gains even more significance for you if you have, oh, I didn't draw that, so I'm not going to read that. Here's what it's asking you to do, Carl. Put your hand on your heart and say, I call upon the sacred warriors of unconditional love. I ask for your support, protection, assistance, and intervention on my behalf through unconditional love, that what is truly worthwhile for the light and life of the heart be protected and preserved within me and in the world for the greater good. Through my own free will, so be it. And Carl, I have your email, so I'll email this because that was kind of a lot. But they're asking you to stay defend to the end, whatever it is you're defend, the idea that you have, and stay strong. But also, I know it's difficult given the situation. I'm gonna stick this right here so I can send it to you. But try to find try for 2 minutes, just 2 minutes of just whether you're sitting or you're laying down, just 2 minutes. Set the intention for these 2 minutes. Mind, I need you to take a break. You're going to go to the side, you're on lunch break, take a lunch break. And every day, try it for 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, until you realize you're getting better at it, because your guides are talking to you. Because this guide is literally like, be quiet, so that you can hear them and receive the guidance that you need. But that's what they have for you this morning, Carl. Okay. Nivra. Nivra asked, I think Nivra is still here. Nivra, you're still here, right? Yes, I see you, Nivra. Can I get a message from my guides or family regarding my current situation with a move and uncertain future? Okay. You know what I heard as I read the uncertain future, Nivra? As soon as I read it, I heard nothing is uncertain. You might not see it right now, but the soul knows, the inner being knows. But our mind thinks, oh, I don't know how this is going to play out. But just, they said nothing is uncertain. So remember that. Okay. What guidance do we have for Nivra with her move and the uncertainty of the future that she is feeling? Nivra, like a message from her guides or a family member. Message we have for Nivra. Nivra, they're making me feel the anxiousness tied in with um, the uncertainty. Hmm. Why are you making me feel this? I was interested, Naiva. The feeling is on my left side, on the heart area, but I feel it pulling. It's like pulling on my neck muscles. Uh, the burden of what you're dealing with. Okay, what do we want to tell Naiva? Okay, that answer seems kind of like, oh, Naiva, I heard in my head, and I pulled out a deck, and what I heard in my head was things would work out as they should. And I don't know if you heard me. I was like, that answer seems kind of like, that response can. And so as I shuffled the deck, as I was shuffling, this card fell out. Forgive, right? And what's interesting, there is a house. Um, it's a house on a like an island by itself, a little rock by itself, being supported. It's just hanging in the air, right? What does forgive? What does that word? What does that mean? Okay, I'm looking to see what the card message says, because we all know what forgive is, but sometimes there's a little more in the message in the book than we think. Okay, forgive. This is the moon phase is the waning moon phase. Okay. Oh Lord. Good Lord. Okay. The waning moon is when the moon gradually begins to fade away in the sky. You may find yourself missing the illumination and excitement of the full moon, but the waning moon phase is perhaps the most powerful. The dream work you do right now firmly focuses on your inner healing. And if you don't put the essential foundations of forgiveness in place at this time, you risk sabotaging the success of all your dream rituals. The qualities of the forgive card is fortitude, understanding, mercy, grace, and compassion. And you know what stands out to me here, um, Naiva? It says the dream work you do right now firmly focuses on your inner healing. What are you not forgiving yourself for? What do you need to say enough? And when I say forgive, right, I tell people it's not about looking at sometimes a situation, but sometimes it's the guilt we hold, and sometimes I know what I have done in past is I had to forgive myself for allowing myself to hold on to that anger, that pain, that hurt, whatever, that sadness, whatever the emotion was. I forgave myself for allowing that emotion to control me to that magnitude, right? And I forgive myself for feeling guilty about it. You let it go. It's in the past. What's in the past is in the past. We keep carrying these situations, these emotions, these whatever, we are the ones who keep carrying it on forever and ever and ever. So while we may forgive ourselves for taking away that kid's soccer ball, when I was 10 years old or whatever I may have done, remember that there's other emotions attached to it. So even you forgive yourself for doing that thing, also forgive yourself for allowing the little you, to carry those emotions on all these, and they're buried. They are buried so far that when you really start focusing, you're like, oh man, I didn't realize. But let's see, because I'm guided to pull the inner child card for you. Okay. High vibrational beings of love and light, what message from the inner child healing oracle do you want to give Nivra, so that the thing she needs to work on does not alter what she's been manifesting in her dreams? Two cards fell out. Become aware, right? Become aware of the situations, the emotions, whatever it is that you feel, Nivra, when you focus on this card, what you need to become aware of. And forgive the situation, forgive the people, forgive yourself. And the next card says, because these two cards fell out. And what is interesting, the first card, we have a house, right? The next card, we have a house again. It's a hut, but it's a house. And there is that one lonely person standing in the doorway. And it says, you are wanted. Okay? And I didn't see this, but the Become Aware card says, listen to the wisdom of your body. And the You Are Wanted card says, there is a home waiting within. So find the home within. And once you find a home within, the exterior that you've been manifesting will become easier for you because you're doing the work. All right, I'm gonna take one more person, and then that's it, guys. I am so sorry. I am, sometimes it takes me a while to get the message, the while to get the messages, but oh gosh. Let's take, okay, we had Nivra, we have Charlotte. Let me see what I got for Charlotte real quick. Charlotte asks, beautiful soul, I will love any messages, June choices, so excited, any messages. Okay, Charlotte, so you have two questions. Did you have two questions? No, that wasn't a question. Okay, no, sorry. I started a comment, that wasn't a question. I would love any messages. Choices in June, so excited, and any messages would be amazing. Guidance from higher self. Okay. High vibrational beings of love and light, what guidance do you have for Charlotte this morning? Or this afternoon, actually. Charlotte has some choices that's coming up in the month of June that she's excited about, and she's seeking your guidance. What guidance do you have for Charlotte? Charlotte, I heard the word bridge. Bridge. Okay. Okay, what else? What's with the bridge for Charlotte? happiness. Okay, bridge and happiness. Then I heard tomorrow, Charlotte. I'm like, this guide is just giving me words. Yeah, hold on. Let's see. Um, Elise, don't. Elise, LC. um, don't leave yet. If you have already, okay. If you haven't, just hold on a second. Okay. Um, bridge happiness tomorrow. Okay, that's very cryptic. And what my in my head, and Charlotte, I don't know if it's my, I'm trying to see if it's, and I'm going to be honest, if it's my head trying to connect the words, or if it's spirit connecting the words. But this bridge brings happiness tomorrow. But what is tomorrow, right? In our world, tomorrow is Sunday. This bridge brings happiness, or will bring happiness. Travel. What Charlotte say? Okay, Charlotte said, I was just reading about this. It's that rainbow bridge frequency conduit. I'm now getting. Okay. It's okay. I got it. Just okay, okay, good. As long as you get it. Because this guide is only giving me words. Words. Yeah. All right, Charlotte. Thank you for your question. I'm gonna see if I'm a yeah, thank you for your question. And as long as it resonates with you, that's all that matters. Okay. All right. So because I took a little longer to get to the readings, I'm just gonna do L. So silk, steel, kitchen witchery, and lioness. What I'll do is next week when I do my show, I'll make sure I get you first. I'm gonna write down what it is you asked, and if you come out, I'll put you first on the list. All right. Sorry about that. May I receive a message from my higher self or spirit guides, LCGs? Okay. High vibrational beings of love and light. What message do you have for LCGs today? What would you like LCGs to know? But she asked for her. They asked for their higher self. What do you want LCGs to know? Okay, let's do this. Beings of love and light. What message do we have for LCGs? They would like a message from their higher self. LCL, for some reason, you're welcome, Jenny and Charlotte. Oh, you're welcome, Linus. Just come back next week, Saturday, the 30th. I have 2 shows. I'll be doing my solo live, and then I have a collab with Scott at 2 p.m. But I'll make sure I get you answered, you and Silk Steel. Okay. L. The song I heard in my head was "The wheels on the bus goes round and round." The wheels on the bus go round and round. Okay. What is the message for Elle? Is this the message for Elle from her higher self spirit? Top or bottom of the deck? What do I get? A compass, which is a wheel, direction. The wheels on the bus go round and round. When are you going to get off? Which direction are you going to choose? Are you going to choose north, south, east, or west? Okay, this is from your higher self. Okay, they're asking you to choose a direction. Okay, let me get one more card, at least just 2 cards. If I can get 2 cards. What else do you want Elle to know, Spirit? Card fell. Okay, so you let me. Okay. Let me hide this. Your higher self is asking you to choose a direction, right? If you need help in choosing a direction, help is on the way. Ask for help, whatever the situation may be, right? You ask for a general read. And when that help comes, they're asking you to trust. Because you are asking for the help. You're seeking the direction. Elle. Let me see something real quick. It's for the trust card. It says, as soon as you trust yourself, you will know how to live. Okay. Sometimes I like to look at the card because, and I open up, help is on the way. It went straight to the page. Help is on the way. Here's what it says. I cried out, I am slipping, but your unfalling love, oh guides, supported me. When doubts filled my mind, your comfort gave me renewed hope and cheer. Help is on the way. Pick a direction. You've cried out for help in the past and help came. You can always ask for the help again to come back in, and trust it. Trust yourself. Trust your guides. Trust your gut is the message I have for you, Elle. All right. Elle says, so true. Yeah, that was beautiful. All the messages are just amazing. Wow. You're welcome, Elle. All right, guys, it is 12:18, and unfortunately, I do have to go. So again, I'm actually writing this down now. We have Silk Steel. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take a photo of your question. If you bring a different question next week, that's fine. But I am just going to take a photo of what you asked now so that I'll have it. And I will be sure to read for you next week, Saturday, same time, 11 a.m. Eastern time. All right, guys. Thank you, everyone, for spending time with me. Thank you all for your questions. Yes. Actually, Jackie, I am going to text you. Right after this, I'm going to text you and to see. All right. So, yes, we will be doing a pop-up live soon. All right, guys, have an amazing rest of your day. Remember to get outside, get some fresh air, open up your windows, relax with everything else that's going on there that's chaotic. Find that mindful moment within the chaos to center and balance ourselves. All right. See ya. Bye-bye.